Today, I know that I know there are people that are probably used to the gaming lives and stuff. But today I'm talking about some subjects like I'm pretty sure you can see the title of the live. It's gonna be hard for me to talk about my former addictions because it's not exactly something I'm proud of, but I guess stuff happens in life and all that. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna be talking about my addictions. I've seen a couple of topics I've also wanted to discuss, especially since one of them is about PlayStation, about the stuff I heard recently about what they're doing in 2028, and then another one is what I had seen on Facebook from a woman I follow. She normally posts like stuff about the Eagles or stuff that she likes to talk about, and made me think about some things. But yeah, the first topic today I want to discuss are my addictions and the journey I went through. Back when I was 23. By the way, I'm gonna try using code names for the first one, but like Snow White, I was addicted to that for 6 years. I was doing that since I was 23 years old. Um, 2 years ago, hey Amanda, welcome in. 2 years ago, July 5th of 2024, I decided that I was gonna quit that cold turkey. I literally quit snow, cold turkey. It was the worst month of my life. I was irritable. I was wanting my fix, I was getting sweats. I I was vomiting. It even got to a point where like me detoxing and getting clean had almost it almost costed me my job because they didn't see that side of me. They didn't know what I was going through. And it took me some time later to actually open up to my job and tell them, hey, I apologized every time that I was an asshole. I did, because I told them I'm just not me right now. Cool. You know, but after I had gotten clean from that first month, like I said, it was just after the first month is when it became a little easier, but I still had the taste, but it wasn't like I'm gonna be a dick because I can't get my fix. Instead, it was me trying to tell myself, hey, you're trying to do better. You keep wanting to, try improving. Hi, Brian. I do appreciate it, Amanda. So, it it was hard. It was like I said, it was difficult. I didn't find out until a couple weeks ago that it had almost cost me my job. But I guess they had originally wanted to fire me because of my behavior while I was detoxing. But I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad they didn't fire me and I still had my job and stuff like that. So, but yeah, that was the worst part. July 5th of this year, I honestly marked 2 years since I've been sober from booger sugar. So, like I said, I'm trying to... Hi, Sandy. Hey, Samir. But, yes, it got to a point where I'm happy that I've been clean from 2 years. And then September 10th of 2024, I also quit drinking. When I realized I had a problem, and I quit. So, quitting alcohol was a lot easier after dealing with getting clean from booger sugar. So, thank you, Black Rabbit. But yeah, and I want to continue going with being sober and just continue with bettering my life. I've gained weight. I've been eating more. Like back then, I weighed like 90 pounds. Like, not lying, 90 pounds flat. And now I weigh 130. So that's actually not bad. But I want to get to my weight where I need to be for my height, which is 150. I've been sticking to a strict protein diet to help me with gaining weight and to gain muscle. The journey was not easy. Like, I still get a taste every now and again. Don't get me wrong. I still, like, get that phantom taste from doing it so long. Thanks, GD, man. Yeah, it does. And it does take a lot of courage, and it takes a lot of strength. Just know you're not in the fight alone if you're if you're getting sober. Just know you're not alone. And if anyone ever wants you, you're more than welcome to comment on any of my posts if you ever need someone. And I was even looking up some colors of sobriety, since some of my friends, some of the people I know, and some of my friends, oh, well, welcome. I normally stream video games mostly, but I've been trying to do this a little more. But today I'm just discussing topics about my addiction, my recovery, my journey to recovery and everything, and then I want to discuss a couple of topics. One of the topics is also about PlayStation as well, for what they're doing. So, but yeah. Yeah, and that's a good thing. Like, we all need it. It does not mean you're weak to even ask someone, even for the slightest help. Like, we all need someone, whether we want to admit it or not. And thank you, I appreciate that. I really do. I plan on staying clean for more years. Like I said, I do get the taste every now and again, but it's not as strong and it's easier to fight. But quitting those cold turkey, honestly, it was the best decisions of my life. I lost friends, but they always say true friends don't leave you when you're at your lowest or when you're trying to better yourself. They are with you through thick and thin, you know? You're like, I don't know, I guess you just learn who your real friends are, and then you learn who the fake ones are. Like me, I'm not saying I'm a perfect person. I'm not. I'm far from perfect. I've made mistakes. I've done stupid shit. There's there's no excuse for him. There's no reason for him. It's besides I was stupid and everything. I appreciate Amanda, but I'm human. I make mistakes. I wasn't. How do I say this without putting my parents fully out there? I wasn't raised. I had to grow up fast. I had to learn shit myself. I agree. I used to, back when I was younger, I used to steal to even feed my older sister and my younger brother. Sadly, they can tell you the same. This is not me trying to get anyone to sympathize, by the way. This is who I am. But, I had to take my own path even at an early age. And like I said, I've always admitted the mistakes I've done. And well, not there are some things that I haven't done, but when you make a mistake, it's just best to take accountability. You can only blame someone for so long. Like, I didn't have the easiest way of growing up. But I got to teach my little brother and have him learn from my mistakes. And to see he's doing better than me now, I really am happy for him because that's what I wanted for him. I used to smoke cigarettes as well. I've been done with that for a while. But yeah, those are my addictions that I battled and fought. I I do deal with severe depression and anxiety and stuff like that, but I've honestly become a way better person than who I was then. I bettered myself, and that's all that matters. Because if I was probably still doing it, do you know how much shit's been going around? I probably would not even probably be here today because of that. Like, I was going into debt. Like, I was taking loans out for the shit. Like, it was bad. So, it's just the best I've done, the best decision I made for myself. And sorry, anxiety's going a little bit. Just give me a minute. It's not, like I said, it's not easy for me to talk about this because be like, hey, I was an addict, I was addicted to this. But very true. To be honest with me, I would always drink a Modelo. I'd have tequila, or I'd have whiskey or rum. Those were always my poisons to drink. No, I know. I appreciate it, Amanda. Hi, Platt. But yeah, those were my poisons, and I was not responsible with any of them. The first step is to actually admitting and seeing you have a problem. Now I'm just addicted to caffeine and Gatorade. I guess not really addicted to caffeine. I can only have one of those bad boys a day. So it's just mostly Gatorade. But yeah, I've just been sticking to this protein diet I put myself on to continue gaining weight and muscle, and I'm gonna probably stick with my diet probably even after hitting that, just so that way I can see if it maintains, because I move around so much at work, and I lift things always, and so I want to try keeping my weight, stay consistent. Very true, Platt. But yeah, like I said, 2 years. I want to make it longer. I really do. I want to remain the last moment. I want to remain throughout the rest of my life sober. Because like I said, from that stuff, and oh yeah, very true. Well, they always say too, with caffeine, you might want to wean yourself off. Because that's something you don't necessarily want to quit cold turkey. But I don't know. I just want to stay away from that stuff in my life and continue being myself and finding, like, it's gotten to a point where I'm still. Your husband is an inspiration, honestly. If he can do it for that long, so he's encouraged me and inspired me to do it, so. Like I said, there are times where it's just, where I get the taste and be like. But that's another thing. Thank you for reminding me of that, Amanda, by the way. And that's another reason why I said, like, he's an inspiration, because of the fact, when I would get a taste now, I would think about what your husband might say. You know? Like, I never met him, and I haven't gotten really a chance to talk to him, but from what I've heard when we were talking on Discord and stuff, and he's a really cool guy. Very true, Platt. Very true. You definitely must find healing within yourself. Yeah. The pools of energy is blocked, and it's just. Yeah. The pools of swirling energy is blocked because you think you knew who you were when you're doing it and when you're drinking. And then when you get sober and you realize that's not who you were at all. So it's like I'm still truly finding myself. Like I'm even trying to get back into writing. Just not really ever having time. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get to that topic next, actually. And you're right, Platt. We are all trying to find out who we are. It's just, I guess, especially when you're addicted to something too, it can mess with your self-worth, the way you look at yourself, and then it's like, who am I? And then I also started going ahead and being like, I'm Danny. I am me. I'm honest. Yes, I'm a gamer. I watch. I love anime and movies. I'm a Marvel. I'm a comic nerd in general. But like I said, my childhood was not the best growing up, and I guess I also used that. I was also using my addictions to kind of. I was drinking longer than I was doing snow. I was drinking more longer than I was doing that. I was drinking since 16, maybe actually less than. I had my first drink at like 6, 7. And that was one of my dad's beers. And by the way, that's the only time you'll ever hear me call him the D word. But and no one knows that side of the story, and except for close people. Except for close people, and they know that story. But on to the next topic. Enough with the. But yeah, no, I used my addictions to kind of block that shit out. But recently too, I wanted to kind of get my mind right before completely talking about this topic about PlayStation. Because I know it's been going around for a while. PlayStation is gonna stop doing discs as of January of 2028. PlayStation, this is directed at you. You have lost yourself a customer once I get a PC or an Xbox. You want to say no one owns shit? I'll join in the boycott. Because at this point, if buying isn't owning, you know the rest of the saying. PlayStation, you really fucked up. And then lied on some statistics just to try getting your point across? Damn. You know, I've never had anything against Xbox, never had anything against PC, okay? Yes, I would talk shit to my friends just to talk some shit, but it wasn't meaningful. I will still keep a PlayStation to play with friends and all this, but that would only mean that I'm only buying a membership when that happens, and then letting the membership expire again. So up until then, I'm stuck with PlayStation. Exactly, the voice actor Snake is boycotting PlayStation. Like, how fucked up do you have to be? And then you took all those fucking movies that people have purchased away. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You're pushing people away. Like, PlayStation, what? Do you guys have a brain? Are you guys even thinking clearly? Are you guys even okay? Like, seriously. Like, I never, like I said, I never hated any other consoles. Yes, I liked PlayStation and I was loyal, but where's the loyalty gotten us, PlayStation people? Really? Where's it gotten us? It's gotten us more and more fucked. PlayStation's still not listening to the consumers. Oh, it already did, actually. They made two. They this actually their sale for GTA 6. It was an anticipated game. The So many people actually already bought it. So if people want to support that kind of thing, they can. But I'm not supporting PlayStation with that. You want to go ahead and take gamers' rights away, you want to take owners' rights away from the games they own or the movies they've purchased, and not offer a damn dime back. It's a really big fuck you to your own customers, PlayStation. That's a way to say, hey, we don't give a damn about you. We don't give a damn what you need or want. So yeah, that PlayStation, you kind of pissed me off. Not gonna lie. Greedy ass executives. And then, like I said, you're just not gonna listen to the people on your platform. What the fuck is wrong with you? All these people that have supported you, been loyal. They even fucking defended you when they should have turned their backs, me included. I get that loyalty doesn't matter nowadays when shit like that happens. And then the shit AJ Brown did. Those are examples of the loyalty just not meaning shit no more. Business is business. Yeah, Xbox does. I'm just saying, like, I was only saying it about PlayStation and a certain player who used to be on the Eagles. Those were just examples. Like, and those were the two, like, kind of. But yeah, no, Xbox does listen to theirs. Hell, they're even giving you the option to. You even. Even if you get a disc for Xbox, you own the digital code? I appreciate Amanda. But yeah, no, Xbox literally said that if you buy an Xbox physical copy and you have it in your system, you will actually own the code. Xbox gives a shit. It seems like Steam has been giving a shit too. I know they originally didn't probably want the Steam machine that high, but with how things are going with the AI data centers and everything, we got to expect a price hike on stuff. I don't know if it's true or not that they were selling some blueprints in their Steam store or not, but yeah. So PlayStation, Maybe you should fucking do what Xbox does. Listen to their customers. But by then, when you finally fucking realize that, it's gonna be too late. It really is. Because once you start seeing those sales drop, and then when possibly no one's gonna buy a PS6, you're gonna realize, yes, gaming is gonna probably start becoming a luxury, but exactly. But like you said though, like with Xbox, whether you have the one with a disc port or without, you still own the digital code because no matter what, you own it. They're actually giving you, full ownership of the game you are purchasing. Because at this point, PlayStation, why don't you be honest? At this point, we're just fucking renting games from you at this point. Because you could be like, oh, nope, we want that digital code gone, and it's all gone. And then it's, no, we're not going to give you anything back for your loss. Because we know you spent some money on it, but we don't give a shit because that's still ours. How does that work? You can just go ahead, take shit away, not refund it. That's the thing that pisses me off. So, PlayStation, honestly... Yeah, me too, I thought they did away with rental places as well. I thought that's the reason why there's no more blockbusters. Oh, shit. We still have a family video here, though. I'm not lying, we do. But yeah. Seriously, at this point, call yourself PlayStation fucking Rentals. Because that's really what all it is. We're just renting shit from you, PlayStation. I hope I didn't give them a goddamn idea. I swear to God, PlayStation, if you come out with PlayStation Rentals, I'm gonna fucking flip. I hope I did not give you a damn idea on that. It's frustrating. You go from trying to get the games you want, get the games you love, and then... Very true, Christian. No, PlayStation honestly don't care. They probably won't care at all. They will probably, if they do see this and be like, oh, PlayStation Rentals, that's a good idea. I'm gonna hate myself for even saying something like that. It's just... They really don't understand the need of their business. They're just like, hey, who can we fuck over today? Yeah. It's just, I would support PlayStation more if they started listening to their customers. Because they're not probably going to. But yeah, they would probably be annoyed with me. I don't give a damn. Like I said, they should definitely. Oh yeah, they will slowly fall. I cannot wait. Luna's actually asleep. My cat's laying underneath the bed sleeping by the fan because it's pretty warm today. But no, I can't wait for PlayStation's downfall, and they're gonna do it to themselves. That's really all it is. They're really gonna do it to themselves. And I cannot wait. I'm gonna laugh because at that point I'm gonna be owning either an Xbox or be on PC or have both. And for real, I fucking hate that they have the pay to win games, dude. The pay to win games, there's no effort no more. There really isn't any, and it's bullshit. Yeah. Yeah, win-win in their eyes. But see, that's another thing too, like it really does destroy games. I agree. It does destroy games faster. Because if I have to, I'm not one to do the pay to win shit. But I won't. I would rather earn my shit the old-fashioned way by grinding for it, working for it, and so that's what I liked to do is was working for the shit and grinding for it. It was about earning shit, not paying to win. Games used to be fun. Don't get me wrong. Some games are still fun. Just gotta have the right people. Gotcha. Yeah, maybe I will try that out. That kind of sounds interesting. It's a boat war game? That does sound very interesting. It's a really good idea. I'll definitely check that out. Thank you. Very true. Very true, Amanda. They ain't what they used to be. It's just gotcha. I understand that. Yep. Hey, Platt. You're welcome. I'm glad that I can help with that a little bit. Well, yeah, I'm always open to suggestions for games, movies, and stuff like that. I agree. I agree. Casual games like what, Platt? If you don't mind me asking. Yeah, it really was. That is the whole point of this stream. I don't know, calming games. After playing Resident Evil and stuff for so many years, that calm, yeah. Um, but as I was saying, like when a game is calm after playing horror games for so long, when something's calm, something's bound to happen. That's drilled in my mind because you always want to stay on top. Tron Police? Hmm. They don't like gas emissions? Gotcha. But but yeah, that's the reason why I don't normally play a calming game because of the fact I get anxious thinking something's gonna pop up even though something isn't. I also like games that are a challenge because it gives me something to continuously fight for. Like Elden Ring, for example, I kept dying at this one boss, but I kept fighting to get better and to know the mechanics. And by the way, Elden Ring is the first Souls-like game I've ever played. Ever. Hopefully I don't get judged for that. I do plan on getting Dark Souls at some point. I think I have either 2 or 3. I need to start playing that. But yeah, no, I was thinking about getting Monster Hunter. I was definitely thinking about, like I said, that's the reason why I was asking you guys about which ones you and your husband play. But yeah, no, I like the challenge. And dying over and over and over again, yes, I may get frustrated, but that's when I take a break and then just come back to it later. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, that was not calm. I also like when a game is very, very story driven. Like where they get me so like attached to the character. Like for example, Joel from The Last of Us. This is an example, first one that came to my mind. Um, when that shit happened to him in part 2, and seeing that beginning of his, like he went through a lot and he was not gonna let that happen to her. Tomb Raider was amazing. I actually have yet to play Second Son. I still need to play that. Got you, Amanda. But yeah, I'll definitely get it. Because then once I get an Xbox or a PC, like I said, or both, I'll have it there too. Yeah. Alright, I'll definitely try Infamous Second Son out, for sure. Don't be embarrassed, Platt. We all have different preferences. That's what gaming used to be. Us having preferences, talking about these things, having fun, getting to know each other as gamers. Yeah, I'm gonna have to silence it. Hold on. But yeah, no, it just we all have different preferences. Like for example, when I was streaming Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, someone came in and was like, "You're playing this trash ass game?" I was like, but I like it, and I find it fun. You don't have to sit there and watch some things you don't like if you don't like the ones I'm playing. It does not bother me. We all have preferences. I'm not going to hate you for it. Yeah, I do. And I heard actually State of Decay 3 was taken away from PlayStation. But we all have different preferences. We all like different video games. That's the best part of it. We have stuff that makes us us, and the stuff we like, the stuff we like, and the stuff we don't like. And to be honest, most of the hate that I've seen about Suicide Squad just Kill the Justice League was mostly about the Batman thing. And to be honest, yes, Batman could have gotten a better send-off, but that was Kevin Conroy's last game. I was playing it for him, really, and I did like the game entirely. I liked the story it played into, and honestly, Kevin Conroy, he was battling colon cancer or prostate. It was one of those, and it was just it was his last game, and he was sick. I mean, he was going through while doing this. And by the way, if someone wants to fact check me, please, because I don't exactly remember what he battled. And then the tribute that they made to him made me tear up too. Death Race versus Speed Racer? Huh. I agree, Platt. That actually sounds like a good idea. Platt says actually one day as gamers we should come together and share the games that started our love for gaming and share what made this game make us who we are today. Very true. And by the way, with September coming up too, there might be times I'm not streaming because I'm gonna probably be watching the Eagles play. I do watch football, so I may slow down. Well, you can mention that while we're there. But birds don't listen, but they are getting old. Stuart Little, the picture game. Nice. First game was Space Impact on the Nokia phone. Bro, those phones were built like... Those phones are built different. I saw someone trying to hydraulic press a Nokia phone and it broke the press. Nice, Christian. That sounds actually like fun to get your kids to play that. And Amanda's an Alabama fan, or for Roll Tide. She watches college football. I should probably start, but I don't have cable. Yeah, I'm a huge Philly fan. Been one since I was a kid. Nice. Go Birds! And by the way, if people really want to see me talking shit Never have me be around a Cowboy fan. I'll talk the most shit. Really? They really stopped doing that? That's dumb as hell. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Well, our like I said, Philly's quarterback is from Alabama. He's from the University of Alabama, I should say. So he was on Roll Tide to a point like Jordan Davis, I think, said "Go Bulldogs" or something like that, and then Jalen looks at him and he goes, "What'd you say?" And he was like, "Go Bulldogs," and he was like, "Roll Tide." He's like, "I want to hear you say it." Oh no, it was Jalen Carter. It was Jalen Carter who said it. Jesus. No, I did not know. I did not know that. Oh, Jesus, that is terrible. Oh, yeah, let's have the kids get play the paid games. Makes sense. Cowboys fans hate us. We hate them. So how am I friends with some Cowboys fans? Does not make sense. Because we are ruthless talking shit to each other. Like, we are ruthless. Like, it's. How are we even friends? Baffles me. Then, like, I'm even friends with more Green Bay people, too, because I'm in Wisconsin. The real G church dog. But I grew up watching the Eagles, and I got to meet Reggie White. And he even told me, because I even told him about my love for the Eagles at the time when I met him. He also told me about his time playing in Philly, about how electric it was, and about how the energy was just so amazing. And that he would never ever forget about his time there. And he even told me, he's like, if that's where your team is, he's like, then that's your team. And and honestly, I'm glad, like, he understood, and I'm glad I actually got to meet him. The dude's a legend. He's a really great guy. He was a great guy on and off the field. Meeting him as a kid, it felt like I was meeting my hero. Because I legit admired that guy. His kindness, his humbleness, and the way he played. He literally played his heart out every game. Got you. Ah. I was gonna say the joke: a house that's divided within itself cannot stand. So, Amanda, you may know who Jalen Hurts is. Yeah, I guess. Go home. Ah. But yeah, no, he passed away years ago. And his son is still keeping his foundation alive and stuff here too, here in Wisconsin, or at least that's from what I've read or seen. Yeah, that's who our quarterback is now for the Eagles. He's been with us for 6 seasons. And that's funny that you say that because the NFL hates him. The NFL literally, I mean, not the NFL, but the announcers and shit, they hate Jalen Hurts. That man has not gotten 1 ounce of fucking respect from any of them. Nice. Glad to hear that, Platt. But yeah, they talk so much shit about Jalen Hurts, like, oh, he can't throw, he's not a quarterback, he's mediocre, and the dude has taken the Eagles to the playoffs consecutively. Yes, there was a couple of times we were first round exits. But he also took us to 2 Super Bowls, both times outperforming Patrick Mahomes, who everyone really put as the fucking golden boy. And yet, everyone was like, oh no, Patrick Mahomes is just way better than he is, and all this and that. Like, give credit where it's due. Hell yeah, Platt. Cause for that, it was 34-0. It was 33-0 after what? Once it came to the third quarter? 33 or 34? No, it was 34-0 in the third quarter. Yeah, I get that, Amanda. Bro, yes, I watched that Super Bowl. Of course, like, I couldn't miss it. And I was even, honestly, that season too, when they played the Pittsburgh Steelers and Jalen Hurts on his post-game interview, it was literally the game after the Steelers, because I believe there was, and he was like, that's what y'all wanted to see, huh? And that man never usually expresses emotion, right? Dude, that dude was so fucking pissed. Like, he was bouncing up and down in his seat, like, that's what y'all wanted to see, right? That's what y'all have been fucking talking about, right? And, like, as soon as I saw that side of him, I looked at it, I was like, we're going to the Super Bowl. I was right. But yeah, thank you for Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts did not play for the Seahawks. Jalen Hurts was drafted with the Eagles and he's still there. But yeah. I know you were having doubts, but the Chiefs were so cocky. Oh, we're going to three-peat. Oh, we're going to three-peat. And then when the Super Bowl was coming up and they were like, oh, this ain't nothing, we're going to tear them down, we're going to dog them, and talking all that shit. Y'all got dog-walked. 34-0 in third quarter. And then you got garbage points against the secondaries. Well, not secondaries, backups. Backups. You scored against the backups. And even then, still beat you 40-22. Yeah. I like I like the I like the Eagles because of the fact they do play with heart. They play like they always have something to prove. And the media and the announcers for the NFL kind of make it seem like they have something to prove. Hell, even the players talk shit. Honestly, I think when we got Brandon Graham back, I was like, oh fuck. Fletcher's not here to fucking keep him at bay this time. Because Brandon was one of those ones that would talk so much shit just to get under your skin. But that's the reason why I actually got this to watch that Super Bowl. And then after they won, of course. And then this is a replica, by the way. This is not like the real ones, but this is just a collector's really for me. It has a thing that's supposed to be Jalen's signature on the back. Don't know why. But and then on the inside, it has all the scores from the playoffs from that season. And then it has even Nick Sirianni's. Yeah, I know you can't see it, but it has Nick Sirianni's quote in here. It says you can't be great without the greatness of others. But yeah, I don't ever plan on wearing that. This is just specifically for decoration. That's right, Amanda. We're all allowed to trash talk. Platt, I actually... Here's the thing. I'm always tired. I deal with insomnia. But some days are easier than others. Some days the lack of sleep catches up. But I do make random noises when I'm tired or bored. I will also do random impressions. And it's alright, Amanda. Like I said, trash talking is more than welcome. Because it's just trash talk. One of my favorite quotes is actually by, is in one of the Rocky movies. He said about how nothing is going to be hitting you harder than life. Nice. I used to read. I actually want to get books again. And not just the comic books I have, but actual books. I have. But no, I do random impressions to make random noises, or I'll just start randomly singing, but then again, I also do that when I'm awake. So, yeah, I do that too. I'm pretty sure we all do something when we're tired. And then another topic I want to discuss, like I was saying, it was about a woman I follow on Facebook, and she normally talks about the Eagles or posts funny stuff or relatable stuff. Um, it had a post that said, why do men say I'm fine when they're breaking inside? I saw so many comments of some men being like, oh, it's the women. Need of movement, but better in controlled environment, I think. I agree. But I saw some men like blame some women, and it's like, I guess to a certain extent that can be true. But also as a man, if we try talking about it, we're seen as weak. We're told to man the fuck up. Shut up. We're not allowed to feel. We gotta keep moving, right? And the thing is, it's not women that do it. Yes, they do it, but it's not mostly women. It's men who have silenced other men. And society that made it okay to shame men for having emotions. So even if we have that place to where we feel like we can be safe with you, there are times that because of how many times we've been shut down and shut out, that we'll open up our mouths and just nothing will come out. And we'll just say, I'm fine. It does make sense, Amanda. And then it's like, we wondered why men made up 80% of the suicidal rate. We as men have failed other men. Whether we want to admit that or not, it's been mostly men that shut the other men down. You're supposed to be a man about it. You're supposed to man up. You feel something, you just walk away. You deal with it on your own. Just hold it inside. I've heard that mostly growing up too. Man up. Shut the fuck up. You're not allowed to feel. So, any emotions we show, it's shown as weak. And like I said, it's not really just women doing it, it's men doing it. And then we wonder why. What's up, Gregatron? Honestly, Christian, that's what it became. So it's why I never talk about it. But yeah, Gregatron, we live. We are live. But it's honestly, that's what's honestly made me think about that and everything. Like, some people have brought up some good points and everything, but we definitely, us as men, have shut down other men. Like I said, I've heard it through my entire life. Man up. Shut up. Hold it in. And Eminem, I guess, became an inspiration for me to where I point, like, I used to be able to turn it into music. And yeah, like, I can show, like, I don't give a fuck now. But I gave a fuck then when this happened, you know? Hell, I may still care now, it's just not shown. But we as men and as a society have told men this throughout life. You know? But yeah. It's all just... I'm actually surprised I've actually gotten well to actually talk about this kind of shit. But that's another reason why I was nervous talking about my addiction. But I was thinking, you know what? It was addiction. I overcame it. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure if people saw me in that month, no one would have been wanted to been around me at that time. Or I probably would have had my ass kicked. Because like I said, when I was going through it getting sober, I was not me. But everything happens. I learned through my own mistakes. I've walked my own path. Exactly. Because even Eminem said at one point too. It was he said something and he ended up saying, how could you end up not doing this, or how could you end up doing this if you weren't raised, like, or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, but even if my job was ready to fire me at that point, I don't think anyone would have. But yeah, no, I kept apologizing afterwards, though. Yeah. But I got away from the influence, I got away from the drugs, I got away from the alcohol. Want to stay that way. I want to continue not smoking cigarettes. But yeah. And like I said, I still get taste for those old habits and everything, but they're gone. I don't sit here and be like, nope, I'm just gonna go ahead and just go have one last taste. No, I'm good. I'll stay away from that for the rest of my life. But you still gotta do what's right by you. You gotta do what's best for you. I've always been a gentleman, I just made bad choices. Made bad decisions. So if I could always tell someone to be better than me, I'd rather encourage it. I would not want to wish on someone's downfall. I'd rather see someone build up and to continue bettering themselves instead of possibly putting them back there that put them there in the first place. Because when you want to escape and then you feel like you don't have anything, and it's not something you exactly want to talk about, tend to drown yourself in some shit. And that's what I did to myself. I drowned myself to drown everything else out. And I get people can be like, oh, well, this person's been through some tough times and they did this, this, and this. I get that. And this is not just me talking about addiction, by the way. This is talking about other shit. Well, I'm going off the topic of addiction right now. But when someone ends up like saying, oh, they had a bad past, they were brought up differently, they were, you know, they were never taught to be a good person. It had me thinking, I was never taught, I was never raised I looked at my parents and realized who I didn't want to be. I'm so sorry, Amanda. I know. That does... It's been recent. But, just because you've also had a bad life doesn't mean you have to be a bad person. Because the same people that may be in your life that could be bad influences or everything, they can be someone you look at and be like, you know what? I don't want to follow down that path. I want to create my own path. I want to walk my own to become better for myself. I want to become better than who they are. And that's what I did. I used it as a way to not follow. When I realized that I was going down some path when I was in my early 20s, I realized I was not a person who I wanted to be. Exactly. Because I also swore up and down, if I had kids, I would not put them through what I was put through. Because I wouldn't want that for them. To be honest, I tried fixing bonds with my parents I didn't break. Not everyone saw what they did behind closed doors. But I guess I am thankful that they showed me who not to turn out to be like. They showed me how to not act. And they showed me who to not be like. If that makes sense. And I told them very clearly I don't... Oh yeah, I'm not thankful for the bullshit, you know. I'm like not thankful for the bullshit, but I'm thankful for who I didn't turn out to be. Because, like I said, they showed me who not to be. That's the only part I'm thankful on. The rest of it, no. Because, they weren't really ever around neither. But, like I said, different story for a different time. Let's go back to some different and light shit. But like Platt said, like, get to talking about what got us into gaming in the first place, and to you know, our likes and dislikes. Me, he said he got into the space game that was on the Nokia. Right? Man, we went to talking about the NFL for a bit. I am so sorry. Yeah, Space Impact on the Nokia phone. Are you saying that because I'm an Eagles fan? The first game I got introduced to was Resident Evil 1. The original, before they made, when they actually had two different kinds, when they had the one version of Resident Evil and then Resident Evil Director's Cut. And I think we only had the PS1 version of it, though. I used to sneak to play that. So yeah, the first game I was ever introduced to was Resident Evil 1. So, what about you guys? And Leon Kennedy is different breed, man. But yeah, no, we'll save that for the one stream that we're gonna use for an intermission. Oh yes, by the way, after Resident Evil 4 Remake, there will be an intermission. And I'll be inviting Amanda to my live, and we'll answer questions about Resident Evil and stuff. We'll try not to contain any spoilers. We'll try our best. We don't judge. We're all gamers. Different generations of gamers are still different generations of gamers. Alright. I need my Twitch to stop popping up. You win? But yeah, like, and that was before the one I played recently, the Resident Evil 1 that I played, was the one that came out in 2002, by the way. And even they call it a remake. Great game. Actually. Mario Brothers on the regular Nintendo, that is a great game. You know me, I don't judge. I don't think anyone else will either. But I like to play racing games. I do love horror games the most. I really do. And I do want to get some more horror games for my PlayStation VR 2. Because I do want to go back to playing some VR games again. Because ever since I got it, I've only played it like a few times. I've played Resident. I think I did a bit of the Exorcist Legion VR. I was doing a bit of the Resident Evil 4 remake in VR. Very true, but even I know what a regular Nintendo is. Hell, I even know what an Atari is. Yeah, I'm not really a PvP type of person, to be honest. Like, even back when I first played Call of Duty, yeah, I was, but it was back when we were actually playing like a multiplayer, but I was playing multiplayer on the PS3. And man, those lobbies were terrible. Everyone was talking shit to each other. And then afterwards you got the, oh cool, same time tomorrow? Hey, can I add you as a friend? The good old toxic COD lobbies. It's like one of those things you actually had to be there for. I do play fighting games too. Like there's Dragon Ball Sparking Zero up on my lives, and I think some people would want that too. As much as that would be kind of cool, I don't know. Wait, isn't seven? Oh wait, no. 7 Days to Die is a zombie apocalypse one. Same with Days Gone. I actually want to get Days Gone. I played it a bit and I never finished it. I only got to a part where he got to a tower for his friend that got shot or something. Alright, Amanda. I don't think that would work with Resident Evil. Because Resident Evil was always known for the... used to be known for its dark environment, narrow hallways, and up until 4. 4 is when it changed everything and went more action. And then 7 brought it back. But yeah. And then when I get a chance to, because after I beat Code Veronica is when I'm going to 4, the 4th remake. I'm thinking about after 9, yes, that actually sounds like a good idea. It actually does. but I may play the OGs of 2, 3, and 4 afterwards. I might do just 4 because just to show the little difference between the original and the remake. I want to do 2 and 3 as well, but that was during the times of backtracking. And that's something that kind of made smaller in the remake was the backtracking. Like, what do you mean by might need AI? Like like having an AI partner assistant kind of thing, like how they did with Sheva and them. I tried getting into 7 Days to Die, but there's so much shit to remember that I started giving myself a headache. But no, the original Resident Evil 2 and the original Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, both of those had a lot of puzzles and backtracking. Oh, gotcha. Well, isn't that what they... Yeah, I don't know. I think that could work. I think that definitely could work, but you could have the villains have the AI while they're having someone do the voice. Like, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Could work. Could not. Who knows? Nice. I actually can't wait for the got you. Like the Weeping Angels and stuff or oh my god. Those mannequins in Resident Evil 8 too. They say they're references to the Weeping Angels from Doctor Who, right? Or whenever you turn your back, they move. Goddamn, I'm a nerd. I'm a big nerd. But yeah, like I said, I do play different games and stuff. I was thinking about downloading Need for Speed one of these times too. I really wish they would remake or remaster Most Wanted. Oh yeah, I'm very crazy. But yeah, I saw that they're remaking Ocarina of Time, and I was like, so is it time for me to get a Switch then? But here's the thing with Nintendo. They're doing the same shit. think I vaguely remember that one. They should remake both of them, honestly. Carbon and Most Wanted. I think I remember what you're talking about. Yeah. But honestly, I was thinking about getting a Switch, but then there's this thing. If Nintendo thinks you're doing something wrong, they shut down your entire Switch too. You don't even own your Switch 2 if you have one. And they did that before PlayStation. But yeah, if they feel like you're doing anything wrong, like cheating, and if they detect you putting mods in, like, now that they can basically shut your Switch 2 off and you won't have an account no more and you won't be able to get into it. And I think even Nintendo's doing the, I don't know if Nintendo is following PlayStation's footsteps with the digital code thing, or if they're gonna do what Xbox is doing. I don't know full much about the Switch, but I remember when the Switch 2 was coming out, that came from Nintendo's website, that if you put mods in or cheat, or if they detect you of cheating, your whole entire Switch 2 is off. Can't access it no more. Don't have access to that account. So really, you don't even own your Switch 2. And that's something they announced before they ended up, or day of release or something like that. Like, I'll probably still get a Switch just so that way I can play some of those games. I do want to. They probably would be happy with that, Christian. And pretty much, Amanda. No, I know. And they just don't like the fact that with how people have been modding characters and stuff as well, Nintendo has not been liking it either. And that's another reason why Nintendo's doing what they're doing with it. Because they're tired of people disrespecting their games, as they said. And they were tired of some of the shit people were doing and the creepy shit people were doing. So that's pretty much how they're putting an end to it. So it's not just cheating, it's modding too. Now, let's say if you end up getting that Nintendo game on a PC, can they technically stop you because you're not on a Switch 2? Yeah, they did. Capcom has actually shut down a few mod channels when it came to NSFW content, and that actually came from one of their pages at one point too, that they were shutting down people's NSFW content of the games, and that they were getting on people's asses for those types of mods. They said they don't care if it's the funny ones. It's the NSFW ones that get to them, and it pisses them off because it feels like you're disrespecting their models. It feels like you're disrespecting the actresses or the actors. I have no idea that I don't normally watch modded stuff, but yeah, no. Capcom has officially said themselves that they were going after accounts with the NSFW outfits. And the funny thing is, like Amanda said, they don't mind the funny ones. Even Nick, who voice acts as Leon, doesn't like it when they do that to the women. He doesn't even like it when they do it to his male coworkers either. But if it's him, he'll laugh at. Because to him, it's like, okay, I don't care that you're doing it to me. But they don't like the fact that people are sexualizing the women characters because it feels like the actresses and the model figures that they're after is being sexualized. And they're also trying to look out for, possible safety measures for the people they employ, the actors, the actresses they have. They want to make them feel comfortable and safe. It may sound funny, Christian, but that's how they honestly feel about it. That came from Capcom's one page on Facebook. They literally said that they were cracking down on cracking down on people doing that type of shit. And by the way, these are the newer people that are doing that stuff for Resident Evil. This is not the people who did the originals. It is, though. It is. But that's a thing when people do it with men. So, not really. But oh no, it's not really. You're right on that, because men go shirtless all the time. The closest you'll see me to being shirtless is putting on a tank top. Oh shit. I won't spoil anything for you, Gregachon, I promise that. But yeah, that's Capcom's, that's the way the new director and the new writers and the producers and stuff and the developers are looking at it. If you sexualize any of them in the remakes, they're looking out for the people they employ. Because they want to make sure they feel safe, comfortable, and... Agreed, Amanda. It is. It is a common thing. Climb back up. But yeah, no, you got this, Gregatron. I can't wait for you to finish Resident Evil 4 Remake and to hear your thoughts on it. Because like I said, there's so many things I want to talk to you about, but I don't want to spoil shit. I'm literally looking forward to the Veronica remake too. I agree. And the funny thing is too, Gregatron, That was Sega. Bayonetta was Sega. Wasn't it? My bad. Ugh. Yeah, I'm gonna look it up real quick. I went to go hit like exit out of a notification and it just went. So I'm sorry about that. Ugh. Yeah. When they release the pre-orders, I am pre-ordering that game. Yep, Bayonetta is a Sega character. And the I have not played Dead Space yet. I have not. I want to. But yeah, and it says here, while the Bayonetta franchise was directed and created by a man, Hideki Kamiya at Platinum Games, I'm sorry if I'm butchering his name, the titular character was designed from the ground up by a woman lead character artist, Marie Shimazaki. She brought Kamiya's basic concept, a female lead, modern witch, and four guns to life, establishing everything from the character's hairstyle to her designer heels. We learned something new today. They did. They really did. And it was by a woman. We learned something new. But, we won't even discuss that just yet, too, Amanda. We won't discuss what has been confirmed by Capcom yet. But yeah, so from what it sounds like, it's the woman who brought his concepts to life, really. So she made Bayonetta look that way. So, but yeah, like I said, we all learned something new today. Honestly, too, she kind of reminded me of a female version of Dante from Devil May Cry. Not only did they make her look like that, they also made her seductive and teasing. So I wonder how they came up for the writing. For me, it's Claire Redfield. Oh, damn. I honestly didn't play Bayonetta until like 2 years ago. Yeah. But Claire has been I find her attractive too. I've liked her since the original Resident Evil 2. And then yeah, and I'm sorry for losing my shit at what Steve did yesterday in Code Veronica, but yeah. I never liked Steve. I never liked Ada. It's always been that way. Those are the two characters I never liked in the franchise. But like I said, I won't say any spoilers. But just know that when the remake of Code Veronica comes out, like I said, I am pre-ordering that game. Every Resident Evil I've gotten has been the deluxe edition, except for Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3. I should probably get the deluxe pack. But yeah, I do plan on, with, like I said, the moment they end up putting out the release date and putting the pre-orders in, I'm getting a pre-order. Sad part is, I can count on which games I pre-ordered. It's only been like a total of 5, maybe 6. But yeah, I can't wait. And then when I do get when I do get an Xbox or PC or both, I do plan on rebuying the games I own and getting more. The first time I ever played Call of Duty was actually on PC. And it was called the Winter Expansion, which I think was Call of Duty 1 and 2 combined. And that's when you could hit them with the butt of your gun. It was one of the older ones. But it was fun to play. I never played multiplayer on that, but I had so much fun playing that old game. I used to listen to music while just playing it, because I could only really play it with my uncle around. He was the one that got me it. And the music I used to listen to while playing it it was great. Back when burning CDs was a thing. And no, it's not literally burning where you take a lighter and a disc and you burn it. No, it's not that kind of burning. Yeah, I can understand that, but like I said, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be on the boycotting train with PlayStation here. Can't do it yet until I get a different system because I need a membership to stream on YouTube and to play with friends and to even talk to friends and stuff like that. And sadly, the only way you can really do that, Christian, is if you buy like an Xbox game on the PlayStation. Like, for example, like if I got Gears of War Reloaded, I can hook up the Xbox account that I had created years ago because I had a Windows phone. Gotcha. But that's when I had created my account. I don't even remember the name of it or anything. But like let's say like I can put my Xbox account that I had made years ago up and have it connected to that, but bad part is I don't have a membership through Xbox, so I wouldn't be able to play online. Yeah, I didn't know Xbox did that. PlayStation, no, if you don't have a membership, you can't talk to your friends or anything. Because it literally says you have to have a membership to talk to your friends online. It says that you need a membership for online features. That was the original, that's because it was under, that Spencer guy. And he gave PlayStation Indiana Jones. He gave them High on Life, Gears of War Reloaded, Halo, and then High on Life 2. Well, if you like that type of stuff, then you can like that type of stuff. Not everyone likes PvPs. You know, I mean that respectfully, by the way. But if they started doing that, I don't think I would play. Carl on duty, Black Ops. Oh, that's great. I do want to get the ports of Black Ops 1 and 2. I really do. Bad part is you gotta buy the DLC. So for both games, you have to spend 40 bucks on both of them. And then you're basically spending an extra 40 bucks if you buy the season passes, which includes all the DLC maps and everything. All right, Amanda. I'll look after this stream. I get it. I get that, Christian. But like I said, like you have your preferences and everything, and I'm glad you like that type of stuff. I'm actually glad we can sit here and talk about it too. Like I'm definitely not going to shame anyone for their interest in games. All right, bro. Hold on. Uh, just got the image. Oh, that's funny. That's hilarious. That's awesome, man. I still have yet to play Oblivion. I have not played Oblivion. Have you seen Anata? No, I have not. I have not seen Anata. People have been telling me I should play Fallout 2 and I should try Skyrim finally. Because I've still not played Skyrim either. Flat tops. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, wow, I didn't know that. See? I'm learning new things. I like learning new things. I like learning new things. I like learning about y'all's interest. Like, this is actually cool. I like this. But yeah, and let's just keep going strong. Huh. I'll definitely give it a try. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, damn, I didn't know that. You know what's funny? I ended up buying Skyrim, I think the special edition that they brought to PS5 as well. I still have never played it. One of my friends letting them use my accounts, and that way they could play Elden Ring. They downloaded it and started playing it on my account, and I was like, hey, can you stop? Oh, gotcha. It's not out yet, but coming. Alright. Alright. But yeah. Is there any games you guys are excited that's coming out? Gotcha. Yeah, I know nothing about these games. About those games, but I feel you, Gregatron. Yeah, I didn't know she was either. Oh yeah, I know. You're just excited for just Wolverine? Dude, that's gonna be a badass game. I was looking at Black Flag Resynced. I don't think I'm gonna get it. That looks... It doesn't look like an assassin. That'd be nice if they did a little crossover. I know, Raid Shadow Legends did a crossover and had Ezio in there. And, of course, I logged in the entire time just to get Ezio. They didn't do anything special for Edward. And honestly, like I said, when I saw Resynced and some gameplay, it doesn't feel like Assassin's Creed. Well, they did say that they were announcing something on the 30th for Requiem, so we'll see, because they said they had story DLCs and then they had mini games, so we'll find out. Yeah, except in my eyes, they're not. Like the Shadow of Assassins one. Actually, no, I'll take that back. I'll take that back. Some of the newer ones are. Some of the newer ones are okay or good. But when I seen the Shadows one, it looked like the Shadow of Assassins one, it kind of looked like they bit off a Ghost of Tsushima. And I heard in Resync they took away the hidden blades. Valhalla I'm still playing, and actually that's good so far. I will not lie. I have not tried Odyssey. Mirage, it does not look like one I'd play. And it just didn't feel like Assassin's Creed. Yeah. Yeah, you did. Valhalla, like I said, I'm still playing. But I kind of liked 4 because you got to be a pirate. But I agree that 3 was... Dude, 3 was really good. But since they had 3 and they talked about his grandfather being Edward and everything, I think that's the only reason why they continued with 4. No, I can't get it right now. I would have to wait until, because I still got to get my car registered possibly this week. It really did. And then, they took out the hidden blade feature for combat for Black Flag Resynced. And they made the, parry mechanic look really weird. Gotcha. But yeah, just... And the fact that they take away the hidden blades in Resynced, it's kind of... That's a bad move. Oh, nice. He probably would. But yeah, like I said, I gotta get my car ran through emissions this week, get it registered, and stuff like that. Oh wow, I think this is the most I did in a stream like this. And I'm actually talking more. But no, I know what you meant. Dude, yes. They were building that stuff up. And then just kill him. I wanted to kind of see that modern day I wanted to see more of that modern day assassin blood within him. Like, it would have been nice. Yeah, Ubisoft got really greedy. They went from Ubisoft to Ubislop. But I gotta say, Valhalla is fun so far, though. I don't know. I think they got greedy because of the fact they also included microtransactions in Black Flag. They really did forget who they can be. They went from making some really good games and then, yeah. Yeah, we were supposed to be. They really did. They did forget. Baby giants need food too. Oh, yep. Agreed. Well, it's because my social anxiety's gotten better. It was only hard at the beginning of this stream because I was talking about my addictions and stuff. It is good to have people here too. It really is. Especially you too, sis. But I've been playing Syndicate, trying to finish that. I have so many games I've started playing and then just not finished. I'm actually finishing Dying Light 2 Stay Human on my own. Because I explore a lot. Every time... Just plain teachers? Oh, God. Oh, no. I couldn't do that. That's funny, because I have social anxiety. And when I was going through some courses through this community college, I was taking some basic college courses to try to see if college was for me or not. And then one of them was public speaking. I was like, yeah, why not? I signed myself up for that. Yeah. But when I did public speaking, holy shit. I was nervous as hell. The first time we actually had to introduce ourselves. We had to write an entire, like, I think it was like a 3-page description of ourselves. I told them I honestly couldn't do that. Because during that time, I kind of didn't know who I was, as I was still going through some shit and going through my addictions. And at that time, thanks, Gregatron. Alright, sis. But, yeah. I just talked about some of my interests, and when I mentioned that I was writing music at the time, they wanted me to rap. The teacher, including the students, wanted me to do it. Couldn't do it. But, yeah. I got nervous, and especially since I didn't sing in front of people too anymore. It wasn't something I wanted to do with a crowd. So, damn, I didn't know I was on here for 2 hours and 17 minutes already. But yeah, that's all the topics I have for today to talk about. If you guys, very true. You do get better over time. And I'll continue doing more of these as well when I get chances like this. And like I said, I had these topics in my head for the past couple weeks and everything, and I was like, you know what? I was just trying to make sure I had all my points together to have everything I wanted laid right out. Yeah, I was doing it because, like I said, I wanted to try getting over my social anxiety. So, but yeah, that's all the topics I definitely wanted to talk about today. I might be streaming some more Code Veronica later if you guys are interested. So, I'm gonna end this. Like I said, I've been on here for quite a while. I think this is like the longest I've been on, like, facing this way and not gaming. So, this is Into Face, signing off. I hope to see you guys next time. If you guys like this type of stuff, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, if you would like to, and hit that notification bell. Peace.